Changes could be on the way for New York State's concealed carry law.
Governor Hochul made the proposals in her newly introduced budget. She wants to make changes to the rules around sensitive locations like houses of worship.
Morgan Mackay spoke to local Jewish leaders about these proposals and what it could mean for their safety and security. Morgan.
Steve and Teresa, this law was passed last summer in response to the Supreme Court striking down the state's 100-year-old concealed carry law because it was too restrictive. So state lawmakers passed the Concealed Carry Improvement Act, which now bans firearms from most locations. There are at least 2 lawsuits challenging this law, but now Governor Kathy Hochul wants to see some tweaks.
Anti-Semitic hate crimes have been on the rise in New York City. For Alan Mindell at the Holocaust Memorial and Tolerance Center of Nassau County, they have had to spend thousands on upgrading their security.
We have an event this weekend at Lake Success Jewish Center with a choir, and we are thankful that the Lake Success Police are going to be providing security for the event, without which I'm not sure it would be safe.
Right now, under the state's new Concealed Carry Improvement Act, places of worship are considered sensitive locations where firearms are banned. Security guards can be armed outside the place of worship, but technically this law doesn't specify that they can be hired. Hochul wants to change this, but Mindell worries this might not be enough.
It's unaffordable, really, for these institutions to provide this security. We have to be willing to allow people, ordinary citizens, to bring guns into these houses of worship for the sole purpose of protecting those that are participating in events.
Hochul also wants to make another tweak by allowing retired law enforcement officers to be exempt from the concealed carry laws. President of the Detectives Endowment Association says even retired officers still face threats of violence.
New York City detectives that carry their guns, whether active or retired, are another layer of safety for the people of the city and state.
A federal judge last August ruled in favor of one group challenging the new concealed carry law, saying that state lawmakers went too far. New York's Attorney General is currently appealing this ruling. In a separate case, New Yorkers for Constitutional Freedoms argue that the restrictions on firearms in places of worship are a violation of civil rights. Executive Director of the group, Jason McGuire.
So I think what we're seeing now with the governor's budget initiative, trying to put that proposal in there, is this quiet acknowledgement that the houses of worship were right all along.
Now, there are some other tweaks to the concealed carry law Hochul wants to work out in the budget, including clarifying that firearms are allowed at military ceremonies, funerals, and on movie production sets. She also wants firearms to be allowed in the Adirondack and Catskill state parks. Steve?
Very well, thanks, Morgan.